No, they eat babies. That is not bullshit. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood.
So there's secret rooms. They got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find the secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places, they tie string around and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
So in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism.
Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
The most dangerous game, as they referred to it, was a matter of human hunting. And when a mind control slave such as myself was stripped of clothes and turned loose in the woods, I was then hunted by George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Bill Clinton, among others. But they were the main ones.
Jim Carrey is putting...
And it's crazy because Jim Carrey been saying this, and he usually says it in a joking way. Most master comedians can say things in a joking way to the point where they don't get in trouble by the elites, but they also tell you the truth. And he's been doing this for years. Make sure I hit that like, hype, comment, and subscribe button. On this channel, we stand up for kids, and we've been going through these Epstein files, and we've been getting more hate than ever trying to shut down the channel, but we're going to keep going. Let's keep going, y'all.
His life on the line once again to expose the industry. And this time, he isn't just accusing the elites of investing millions of dollars into brainwashing us. He is full-blown exposing some disturbing rituals that they have been performing, using the lifeless bodies of who went missing, all the way from them forcing these people to indulge in acts with animals, to draining their red fluid to use as a forever young serum to remain youthful. When Jim initially began exposing all this, everyone called him crazy. But after the recent Epstein files, everyone is revisiting everything he said, and people are finally realizing he has been spot on from day one. Now, you've probably heard about Jim Carrey making some wild allegations about the industry being controlled by the Illuminati for decades. He has been talking about the industry right from the start of his career, but his most infamous rant came when he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel and did the Illuminati sign with his hands and mouth. Jimmy Kimmel tried acting confused, but Jim called him out and flat out accused him of also being part of the Illuminati. Baby, he had Jimmy gagged.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh. He has to joke about it, but he's telling the truth.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile, so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things, and, you know, and look at him trying to...
And as if all this wasn't bad enough, Jim went on to shake up the internet again during his 2018 acceptance speech at the BAFTA Awards. He got on that stage, in front of all the powerful elites, and accused them of stealing newborns. Not only that, he accused them of allegedly using them for ritualistic sacrifices. Mind you, he said all this in front of all the people who do the things he was talking about.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do.
Right.
We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Now, back to when Jim first made these comments, many people didn't believe him. But after the recent release of the 3 million Epstein files, people are revisiting the allegations he made, and they are saying he was onto something the entire time. You see, unlike what most people think, the stuff he said about people being unalived and consumed may actually have some truth to it. In fact, when the Epstein files were released, people found one particular photo that looked like a bunch of raw rotisserie chicken laid out on the kitchen table. But here's the thing though, for some reason, one of the chickens had blacked out. And of course, this This got people talking because they wanted to figure out why one chicken had randomly blacked out. I mean, if it's just a chicken, why black it out? Unless, of course, it's not actually a chicken. People zoomed in on it, and that's when they realized that the blacked out chicken was actually something else. And your guess is as good as mine. Jeffrey wasn't just inappropriately messing with these newborns. He was also eating them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert.
Check this out. One image in the Epstein Files list contains an image that shows 2 chickens, and in the middle is something that's been redacted. But if you look closely, it really looks like a baby's leg. If it's just another chicken, why block it out? That's my point. And you can see the full leg right there. And people, yes, remember when Hillary Clinton's emails came out when she was joking about sacrificing chickens to Moloch? Who's that?
But it gets even worse. This entire thing made people dig deeper into the whole Epstein and Illuminati rabbit hole, and the evidence they uncovered is literally undeniable. At this point, if you still think there isn't at least some truth to what is being said, but everyone cannot be telling the same lie. Anyway, one of the many receipts people found was this video of model Gabriella Rico frantically crying while telling people that she was paid to attend an Epstein party. And during the party, she literally saw these celebrities and politicians consuming flesh. The video was taken all the way back in 2009. She hasn't been seen ever since. No one knows if she is dead or alive. The video was buried by the media until just recently, when people dug it back up. As for Gabriella, her whereabouts are still a mystery. Not only that, but a video of one of the female victims also resurfaced. And it was honestly heartbreaking to hear her reveal how Jeffrey and these other industry elites mistreated them.
So they don't know where she's at. Disgusting, they ate humans. I wasn't aware of anything.
So they make a hole in, and they tie string around, and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
Okay.
Not like earrings, but like little gold piercings around their private.
Yeah.
And they all dance around with skulls on in the church.
Skulls?
Okay.
So they have skulls, like the teachers and the staff, they got 20 skulls each.
And how do you know they've got 20 each?
Yes, because I counted one.
This video of the author Barbara Marx slipping up and confessing to consuming as well while she was giving a speech about human evolution. The woman literally confessed to indulging in it right in front of everyone, and no one in the room dared to question her. You cannot make this up.
By everything that we do, the babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight, the babies we eat.
Additionally, people also brought up this video of actress Roseanne Cherry Barra spilling all the tea about the consumption in the industry. Now, just like everyone else, she was also called crazy, but looking back, she doesn't sound so crazy anymore. She called these elite vampires and said she was in the psych ward with some of the victims at some point, and they weren't doing so well. And I mean, how could they? These people were preyed on and watched some of their friends literally munched on.
No, they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood. They do it. They say you can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. They're doing it. There are so many victims.
And then there is the...
I'm noticing a trend with people that come out and tell the truth. They always try to say they're crazy. But these Epstein files are proving that people like Kanye, people like Roseanne, people like Jim Carrey, they weren't crazy. They were just telling the truth. And we see with the Jay-Z situation, how the Shade Room posted it and TMZ started to post it, and then they took all the posts down. They're telling the truth, but people, the elites, they own the media. So then they create narratives to make the people telling the truth look crazy. Nicki Minaj has been telling the truth. It's looking like. And what are they doing? They're painting her as crazy. Let's keep going.
Long-standing conspiracy theory that Hollywood has been harvesting adrenochrome to stay young. Except that now, it isn't really a conspiracy theory anymore, because several emails in the Epstein files proved that this was really going on.
For years, there has been a long-standing conspiracy theory that Hollywood and the elites harvest the blood of young people and transfuse it in order to reverse age.
Wait, what?
And now the Epstein files might have revealed that that is in fact true. In this email to Jeffrey Epstein, it says, all you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. This is where adrenochrome comes into play. It is a real chemical compound found in the blood when the body is in a fight or flight situation. And we know that the kids that were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's network were definitely put into fight or flight. And of course, we've seen Hollywood elites like Chrissy Teigen tweet about how they're going to a party where they're serving up 4-year-old cheese pizza with adrenochrome and, of course, the eye emoji. And according to the FBI code words, cheese stands for little girl and pizza stands for girl. Now back to the email. The subject is Dr. Agus, a professor of medicine and biomedical engineering at USC, pretty local to Hollywood. He is also the founding director and CEO of the Ellison Medical Institute. You know, the medical institute funded by Larry Ellison, the new owner of TikTok. And he's also hosted a Paramount show with big celebs like Ashton Kutcher and Oprah Winfrey. If you know, you know. And I think that Hollywood and the elites have been using predictive programming to get us used to this idea. Take Monsters, Inc., for example, where a bunch of monsters go into little kids' rooms to get them to scream, harvest those screams, and then provide energy for the city of monsters. Except in reality, the monsters are a little less cartoon-like.
Now, when it comes to these rituals being perturbed after the Grammys, Jim didn't give much info about it, but people believe that it's been happening for a while, especially because of how Whitney Houston died. You see, when Whitney died, the man who was supposed to be her mentor and father figure went on to have his annual Grammys after party just hours after she passed. And the worst part is, he did it in the same building she had literally just died in. You cannot tell me that this doesn't scream demonic. Even Shaka Khan called him out on this, and as she should, because when you think about it, it really doesn't make any sense. Why was it so important for him to still have that party? Unless, of course, there was more to it that we don't know about.
What could motivate a person to have a party in a building where the person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life had been affected by her? So I don't understand how that party
As usual, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, bro, every single lucid celebrity was trying to warn us, and they all went through controversies like Jim and depression, MJ being part of it. Everyone that gets close to the truth is silenced and forced to obey somehow. The wicked really do rule the world. Another person said, wow, wow, wow. Jim Carrey knew and tried to tell us. Then his girlfriend died shortly after this aired. Listen closely to the words Jim uses. But now I want to...
And let me say this, shout out to Urban Noir. It's your boy Jet Ski G. We back with another banger. You know, I don't like to hold y'all. Let's get right into this. Jim Carrey has been trying to tell us for years, and he's gone ignored. We have the likes of Jim Carrey, Prince, Michael Jackson, Mel Gibson, Nicki Minaj. You notice something about all those people? They spoke out, and they have numerous clips on YouTube about telling the truth about somebody as a higher up doing these weird things to them and other people. And the media tried to paint them as crazy. And we see that today with the Nicki Minaj situation, where Jay-Z got caught up in the Epstein situation. And then the next day, TMZ, the Shade Room, TMZ didn't post it. The Shade Room posted it, then took the post back down and didn't talk about it. And we got people on the Breakfast Club actually coming out and saying Nicki Minaj is crazy instead of listening to what she's saying. The media is being controlled. On this channel, we don't go for that media. We look at the facts. We look at things, all of the alleged things, and we actually build our own opinion, and we actually talk about it, unlike TMZ in the Shade Room. Now more than ever, on my last video, I actually had over 200 dislikes, which was really weird. I've never seen that before. I've had a few comments from a few subscribers saying those are most likely bots. But I need y'all more than ever to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Because on this channel, we're going to continue to uncover the truth, and we're going to continue to talk about the things that people are scared to talk about in the media. They're scared. The Shade Room, you post something about Jay-Z and then take the post down and never speak about it again. No, we're going to continue to shine light on the darkness. We're going to continue to stand up for kids. And we're going to continue to speak about these things on this channel. And I need y'all more than ever. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, you know I love y'all. Also, I'm going to drop another video right here. It's going to be on this subject about the Hollywood elites and this Epstein situation. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Click this video right here. I'm out, y'all. This stuff is sick.